Hey, what is going on, guys? Darius Extra here, and I'm not gonna do a reaction to this because if you're watching this video by now, you've seen it. Um, but what we're gonna talk about is we are going to talk about my thoughts, at least, on Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's an upcoming movie coming out on May 31st. It's got Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, Ghidorah, and about 13 others, as the trailer says. One guy says how many are there, Titans as they call them, and they go 17 and counting. We see I think six of them, if I remember correctly from the trailer. You have two that I couldn't identify. The one with its legs coming up from the ground, the living mountain, basically. Then you have the four that I can identify. You got Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, and Ghidorah. But as it's looking so far, this movie is looking to be quite astounding. What this movie is planning on doing, basically, it's been working towards this back from the, I think it was 2017 Godzilla movie. And what this is doing is it's recreating the Godzilla universe. They were called kaijus from Japan, which is where these movies originally were from. But so they're planning to make a whole new universe with this. They had Godzilla in, I still think it was 2017. Then they have this one coming out, and already they plan next year to release Godzilla versus King Kong. And that just blew my mind to think about that for some reason, because they're like, Godzilla versus King Kong, and yet we don't even know how this movie's going to turn out. As I saw the last trailer, I was blown away. I really was. And the reason I say that is because they decide to go with an orchestrated version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And when I first heard it on the trailer, I was like, okay, how come this song? Then the trailer went on, and each time something was attacked, something got hurt, the beat went along with it. There was this part in the trailer where Godzilla gets bit by all three heads of King Ghidorah. And as they're bit, you hear boom, boom, boom. Next part of the trailer. There is no part of that trailer that is utterly slow. You're always seeing something. But what we're here to talk about is the creatures that we know. We know the four of them. Like I said, there's Rodan, Mothra, Godzilla, and Ghidorah. And there was this. Let's talk about Rodan first. Rodan first appeared in his own movie in Japan. It was just called Rodan. And what Rodan is, if you don't know, he's a pterodactyl. You saw the trailer. You knew what he was. He's a pterodactyl. But this guy, this version of Rodan, he just comes out of freaking volcano. Just flowing out the wings underneath the waterfall. Getting ahead of myself. Okay. So Rodan had first appeared in his own movie, Rodan. I think that was back in 1954. I may be wrong on that. I probably am. And Rodan didn't appear in the Godzilla movies until later on. I don't know exactly what movie, but Rodan was this unstoppable force in his movie, much like the other ones. You couldn't stop him. You couldn't. But I forget how the movie ends. I remember seeing it a long time ago. I just forget how it ends. And then, so that's the best I can tell you about Rodan. Then there's Mothra. Mothra appeared in her own movie. For those of you that didn't know, Mothra is a she. Mothra appeared in her own movie back in Japan as well. These all started in Japan. And I don't know the exact. I can't really describe the exact plot of the Mothra movie, but I can tell you when Mothra entered the Godzilla universe, I was blown away myself. I didn't know what to think because that was the first time where I had seen two creatures like that come together and fight. I was like, what is this? What is this? But I loved it. And later on in the movie, Mothra, the plot was weird. Mothra has her own evil twin brother. I don't even remember the name, but he was like really, really weird. He was like a mixture of Godzilla and Mothra in terms of powers, but Mothra doesn't really have her own powers, so take that as you will. Um, so then there was, I'm not doing these in order as you can tell. I'm just doing them that come to my mind. Then there was King Ghidorah. It's looking like King Ghidorah is going to be the big baddie of this film. Because the things that I can identify from it is when, in the trailer, when they had said they're all moving in a herd, they're hunting, and they're following an alpha, they showed Ghidorah. And I saw that and I was like, okay, so is Ghidorah controlling them? What is it doing? But I guess we won't find that out until the movie. So as it's looking, Mothra ends up fighting Ghidorah with Godzilla, as we saw in the trailer, because it looks like Mothra fights Rodan. So that could mean Rodan sticks with King Ghidorah, which that also just blows my mind. But Mothra was never a bad creature, except in her own film. Once she joined the Godzilla universe, the Godzilla kaiju universe, once that happened, Mothra became good. But King Ghidorah, back to him. He starred in his own film, which I think was the Three-Headed Beast King Ghidorah. I think I have that title wrong. I didn't see that movie, so I can't really tell you much. All I know is King Ghidorah is a lightning-based space dragon. A lightning-based space dragon. You're never going to hear that again. You're never going to... You're never going to hear that again. But that's what Ghidorah is. Ghidorah and Godzilla never saw eye to eye. I know that. They were always enemies. Always enemies. There was a movie that came out. I can't remember if he was in it or not, but there was Godzilla on Monster Island where he was fighting Gigan, a space like praying mantis looking type alien with a buzzsaw that stuck out of its chest. But no, that was Anguirus that was in that one. That was Anguirus that was in that one. Anyway, last but not least, Godzilla. What don't you know about Godzilla? I mean, seriously, Godzilla starred in his own film, and I can't even say just his own film because he did have his own film. He still has his own films, solo films. But then there's where it just goes off. Godzilla versus Mothra, Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, Godzilla versus Rodan. Godzilla just fought everyone, which is why he now has the title King of the Monsters. Godzilla, if I remember correctly, has never... No, I think he lost... No, his son was killed. That's right, Godzilla's son was killed. And there's so much to talk about with these movies. But what we're going to do real quick is we're going to talk about just the way from what they looked like to what they look like now. So you have Rodan, the pterodactyl. You have what he used to look like, and then you have what he looks like now. Which do you prefer? Because I got to tell you, I prefer the new look. He doesn't even look so much like a pterodactyl anymore. He looks, when you get to a close-up view in the trailer of him, his scales or skin, whatever he has, look just like rocks. They look like rocks. Like he hasn't seen the light of day in millennia. And then the edges of his wings have fire and flames and lava going off them. And just one flap of his wings, not even that, while he's soaring across the city, just everything's going away. Everything's being demolished. So Rodan, yes, is a force to be reckoned with. Then we have Mothra. You know what Mothra looks like. You have old Mothra, you got new Mothra. Again, I prefer all the new looking ones. I really do. And that, I think that may have something to do with just the fact that when they came out back in the day, back before I was even born, they were very practical effect. Godzilla and King Rodan, they were just guys in rubber suits. I couldn't even tell you what Mothra was. Mothra just seemed like a puppet. So did Rodan. So I can't tell if it was that made me like the new ones more. Because the new ones, oh man, the new ones just... I saw the trailer and I was thinking, the CGI for this is just amazing. I don't know if it's going to be any better during seeing it in the actual movie. I don't. I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping this movie does amazing. I want it to. I really do. I really do. And I love it so far. Anyway, we got off track for a second there. Let's talk about the look of Ghidorah. Again, guy in a rubber suit. That's what it was back then. And that's what you had to work with. I mean, it was the mid 1900s. What are you going to do? You were just learning computers. Not really, but you know what I mean. Then you got this new age CGI looking Ghidorah, and it's just like, this is actually real looking. It's terrifying looking. You could look at the old Ghidorah and be like, okay, he's not scary. You look at the new Ghidorah and you're basically just crapping your pants. You're just like, this is actually terrifying. This is actually terrifying. If I met this, I would run for the hills. I wouldn't care how much it costs. I would get out of this planet. And speaking of things that look really good, last but not least, let's talk about the look of Godzilla. What is there to say about the look of Godzilla? Rubber guy in a rubber suit, and then CGI. I can't say for certain that if they had done it, if they could have done it back then, they would have, but they probably would have done something better with the way that they looked. If they had the chance, they would. They probably would. But they couldn't. They did what they could, and they did a good job. Then you got this new one, though. This new, beautiful creature. And you just fall in love instantly. The way his back lights up when he shoots his atomic... I don't even know if it's fire. It's just an atomic breath attack. When he uses that and his spikes on his back and his eyes, if you don't notice, his eyes light up too when he uses it. They're like a light blue, they're like a nice sapphire-ish blue color. It's gorgeous. And in short, all I have to say is this movie's looking amazing. I wasn't going to react to it, and because you all have seen it by now. I've seen it. There's no point in me doing a reaction to something I've already seen, you know? So I just wanted to give you my quick thoughts on how it's looking. And those quick thoughts are, it's looking amazing. It's looking phenomenal. Before I go, there was this shot in the trailer of Ghidorah standing on a mountain over a cross, which is Ghidorah basically saying, I am the true God. And you see that in the trailer, and you're thinking, this is beautiful. You can't make it better. They did. Lightning strikes from behind Ghidorah. Ghidorah is just a silhouette with that lightning blast. You have mountain dust flying all over the place. You're like, this is going out. This is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand. It's too amazing. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the movie. The movie's looking beautiful. The movie's looking amazing. And it should. This movie cost over $200 million to make. $200 million. They have used that money well. From what I'm seeing, they didn't mess around. Sure, the people are probably going to be in there more than they should. What are you going to do? Sure, you're just there to see monsters fight each other, but you still need some plot. And that's one thing I have to say about this trailer. That's the trailers. Most trailers don't really give you a plot. They just basically say, this is it. This is what's going to happen. You're just seeing little bits of it. This explains what happens. Basically what happens is our world is dying. Our world is going to be destroyed unless Godzilla fights. That's the plot. That is the plot. And they explain that perfectly well in the trailer. There's no going around it. But that's the end of this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think of the movie in the comment section down below. I want to know what you guys personally think. So please let me know. Thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I'll see you in the next video, guys. I'm still so overblown by this movie trailer. I really am. But I will see you in the next video, guys. Peace out. Hey guys, so before I go, I wanted to let you guys know, the reason I was gone for a little bit was because I was taking care of some things in my life. Just wanted to get some things straight. It shouldn't happen again. I'm going to go back to uploading regularly, one video every day, the usual. So thank you guys for sticking through that little break. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing, and I will see you tomorrow in the next video, guys. Peace.